Hey everybody, it's Chad Nobody Else's Auto. We are south today, down in south central Kansas, grabbing an old Ford, an old custom line. Bought this car off of pictures, so this is the first time I've actually seen it in person. We're backed up to it. We're gonna get her sucked on here, but real quick, we'll take a quick look at it. This car has been inside for years. They just recently pulled it out of one of these buildings. And like I said, I saw about a half dozen pictures of it, and that's how I bought it. So let's take a quick look at it. We'll get her sucked onto the trailer, get her headed back to the yard, take a little bit better look at her when we get back there. 1954 Ford Custom Line, two-door sedan. Like I said, it's been in one of these old outbuildings. I'm not sure which, because like I said, this is the first time I've actually been here, first time I've seen it in person. But doesn't look like a terrible old car. Pretty complete. It's got some weird damage, like something fell on the door handle, something fell on top of the quarter. Obviously that type of stuff I couldn't see in the pictures. But pretty much an intact old car the way it looks. One cool thing about it, it does have a visor on it. V-8, and pretty much here and intact. So we're squared up. We're gonna get her hooked up, get her sucked up on the trailer, get her hauled back to the yard. Well, we're back at the yard, got the old 54 unloaded, and got it relatively close to where it's going to be. Over here in the Ford section where I've been working, got a lot of my shoe boxes, the 49 to 51 cars in one era, the earlier ones just in front of those, and been getting these things lined up. And eventually, as we get past the shoebox era, back to our 52 to 54 Ford cars. Trucks in a different section, and then after I get all of my 52 to 54s back here, we'll start with 55, 56, then 57 to 59. So we've got the 54 relatively close to where it's going to end up in this section. But before we get into the car itself, let's learn a little bit more about the 54 Ford cars themselves. Let's spend a few minutes with this 1954 Ford sales brochure. This is an original. This is what would have been in the dealership showroom when you were out car shopping in 1954. This is what you would have picked up, taken home with you and studied to learn more about the 54 Ford and compare it to whatever else you were shopping for, probably a Chevrolet at that time, maybe a Plymouth or a Dodge. One thing that I found interesting when I got this out is in the 50s, Cadillac, their motto was the standard of the world. Ford took a spin on that and put more than ever the standard for the American road. So Ford obviously just worried about selling cars here. Cadillac apparently looking at world domination at the time, but Ford took a spin off of that from Cadillac for their marketing for the 1954 Ford cars. Now as we open this up to the first page, we see a set of 54 cars in a suburban setting. Definitely the 50s era house with a main line and a crest line sitting here in front of the house in the driveway. As we flip the page again, we do see the layout of the 54s. 3 distinctive lines, 14 brilliant body styles. Now here we see main line, custom line, and crest line. Now as we just saw, the car that we're going to look at today is a custom line. And it's kind of interesting to see how just by looking at these pictures where you can see some of the differences. Obviously your main line is your cheaper economy line, custom line like this car more of a mid-grade, all the way up to your crest line, which is where a lot of your fancier ones come in. Now if we look at some of the differences just that we can see in the pictures right here, we see your crest line or your main lines are all single colors, they're not two-toned. There is no body side molding on them, just a belt line molding and a gravel guard and a mainline emblem. Other than that, pretty blank down the side. As we go up to the custom line model like this car, we do see a predominant spear all the way down the side of the car. The custom line emblem moved to the rear quarter panel versus the front fender, and we see two-tone colors on every custom line they have pictured in the brochure. Now obviously we go up to the premium Ford in 54, the Crest line, and this is where we see a lot of the fancier ones. The Skyliner with a glass top, the Victoria two-door hardtop, then your basic sedan, of course your Sunliner convertible, and then the Country Squire. So quite a variety in the 54 cars. So as we flip through the brochure, there we see our main lines, where it's much more predominant how without the bright work on the side and the single tone paint really did make them more look like the economy Ford. They did two-tone the wagon, but other than that, all pretty much common sense transportation in the main line. Now as we get to the custom line like this car, we can see how the trim really makes this stand out compared to the main line. Completely different with that extra body side molding on there. Really makes it pop. The two-door sedan right here, which is the car that we're going to look at today. And then of course the custom line wagons, our mid-grade variations. And then we get up to Crestline, the new fashion car for the American road. Crestline, the more premium 54 Ford. The convertible, the glass top, the Victoria, and the Country Squire wagon. The 54 engines, the 130 horse Y block, and the old tried and true 6-cylinder. This car, as we saw, has V8 badges on it, so this car would have the Y block under the hood. And automatic transmission even. Suspension, chassis pictures, the dash, some of the power accessories, power windows, power seat, power brakes. It's kind of funny that a lot of the conveniences that we have in cars today that we enjoy actually started back in the 50s. Radio, Magic Air heating and ventilation and defrosting. Not air conditioning, just heating, ventilation, and defrosting. A list of added accessories: seat covers, rear window defogger, rear seat speaker. Yes, a rear seat speaker was an accessory. Spotlights, backup lights were accessories. All kinds of things that we take for granted today were options back then. Vanity mirrors, turn signal indicators, bumper guards, floor mats, locking gas cap. Tire chains were available as a factory accessory. Clock was an accessory. Wheel covers, trim rings, deluxe steering wheel, deluxe hood ornament, all this stuff, all kinds of things that we take for granted in today's cars, accessories in 1954. And then a really great cutaway to really explain the car to the prospective buyer when you were out shopping in 54. And then the back of the brochure, and if we fold this open, we get a better view of the whole thing like that. So a little bit of interesting history about the 54 Ford. So let's take a little bit better look at this 54 custom line. Well, now that she's back here, let's take a little bit better look at her. Front end, all pretty much here. We're missing one headlight bezel, but it's actually inside the car. The grill is relatively straight. The park lights aren't broken up. The lenses are missing, but these are actually pop metal housings and extensions on a 54. So that's all still intact and straight on this whole car. But like we said, it's been inside. So a lot of that stuff looks like fared fairly well considering. The body on this car, now that it's here, is rougher than what it looked like sitting in the weeds. We can see quite a bit of rust down here in the doors, the rocker panels, the fenders. A little tougher to see that when it was sitting there in the weeds, but it does have a decent amount of rust in it. Even the quarters have some rust as well, which is to be expected on a car of this age. But there's our custom line badge, and we can see how that trim really sets this thing apart. And we can kind of see we got a little better view of where something fell on this and damaged the roof and bent it up around the door handle, but the door's so rusty that it doesn't really matter much anyway. Same thing around the back, but there again, it's here. And there's the old dealer badge again. Ford-O-Matic. Had, I think, some sort of a trailer hitch on it. I'm not really sure where they were going with that thing, but kind of another interesting feature is our fuel door on these, right behind the license plate. Over here on the passenger side, kind of more of the same. It's here, the trim's here, most of it, missing a few pieces. But we do see some rust down low in this side as well, and the rockers, the door, things like that. But I knew when I bought it, it was pretty much a parts car. So the fact that most of it was here was what was important. There's our outside visor with the trim. You do see these visors occasionally, but it seems like the trim is almost always missing off of them. This one is all there and intact. So that will make a nice addition to somebody's project. Let's take a peek inside. And like we kind of seen before, it's rough, it's had rodents in it, but it's here. Even has the stainless trim on the door panels. The dash is all here and intact. The automatic transmission. And here's they've actually got the owner's manual hanging in a bag. Okay, not really sure. Unless they just want to keep it out of the glove box in case it got rodents in it or something, but the glove or the actual owner's manual still hanging in there. Does have radio, does have clock, just like we've seen those were accessories. Let's reach in here and pull the owner's manual out. This bag's falling apart anyway. See what we've got here. And there's our magic air system as well. So pretty much all here, just aged and weathered and rough. There's our other headlight ring. Let's take a peek at what we've got here. There's our 54 Ford owner's manual, still intact. Not sure what this was. Oh, wow. Owner's manual for the radio and Magic Air. Check that out. There again, these were accessories just like we just saw. So something kind of different. Let's see what it says about the radio. Console range auto radio, push button tuning, console quality reception. Now you say, why does it say console range? Well, back then most radios were console radios. They were in a big cabinet. They sat on the floor in your living room. That's what people were used to using. Installation and operating instructions. So yeah, even schematics. Kind of an interesting piece, especially considering it's still there after 71 years. There's our owner's manual and the Ford Magic Air system for 1954. This one's kind of rough, but defrosting, defogging. Just enough breeze to get a hold of it there. But there it is. Heating, ventilating. Get the most from your 1954 Magic Air system. And like we talked about, we looked at the sales brochure. No talk of anything like an air conditioning system. Now, I believe Ford did have it maybe by 55, but in 54, you didn't see it a lot. Cadillac had it. You know, you were seeing it on some Imperials, you know, fancy Chryslers. Premium type cars were starting to have air by 54. Ford being a lower on the pecking order brand, a cheaper, more economy model, didn't even have it. But it did show you how to use your Magic Air. So pretty cool that all that stuff is still there. Let's take a quick peek under the hood, even though we can't see much because it had some dwellers that lived under there for a bit. Now under here we can't see much. Somebody definitely turned this into an apartment complex at some point, and they've got her packed tight. Now we can see the carb sitting up there. We see our crossover exhaust pipe common to the Y block, but can't see a heck of a lot under here. We do see that it was manual brakes, and I think a lot of it is still there. We just can't see much of it. Well, I hope you enjoyed going out and picking up the old 54 Custom line with us, taking a look at it, and learning a little bit more about 54 Fords in general. That's the great thing about having that literature collection, being able to incorporate that into these videos is I learn more, you learn more, and that's the whole purpose, and having a little fun doing it. So anyway, if you got any questions about this 54 or any of the other 2,000 cars and trucks we've got here on the ground at Nobody Else's Auto, just give me a call. 620-786-4428. Having a short conversation about your project. What it is and what you need. Year, make, model, body style, all that stuff, super important so that I know what I'm looking for when I get out here. With 20 acres of cars to cover, the more information I've got from you, the better. So that's why the phone call is so important. Emails, texts, messaging, none of that stuff is ever complete. Just give me a call, I can get the information, see what I've got to help you out with your project or what you're looking for a project. You like these old cars and trucks, be sure to click that subscribe button, start hanging out with us here on the Nobody Show channel. This is about all we do on here. We look for old cars, old signs, old toys, old parts. We have a lot of fun doing it. So if you like this stuff, be sure to check out some of the other videos. Click that subscribe button. Start hanging out with us. Check out some of our lives. We have a lot of fun here, and we got a lot more cool stuff coming up. You don't want to miss any of it. I've had a lot of great stuff hitting the ground. We got a what's come in lately? We got a turbo Buick, some more old Ford stuff, Thunderbird, Torino, Cyclone. A lot of cool stuff like that coming on. A lot of old pickups. 36 Dodge truck. We got a lot of neat stuff coming up. So be sure to click that subscribe button. You don't want to miss any of it. Check out some of the other videos. Hope you enjoyed going after the old Ford with us and checking it out. Stay tuned. A lot more cool stuff coming up. Thanks for watching, everybody. We sure hope to see you soon on the next video.